What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out the video. So we are going to be taking a look at the newly best fencing weapon in the entire game, and we are talking about the Heroic Power Fist and Death's Grasp. So these things are absolutely incredible, and everything from their stat line to the perk that is added onto it is tying so well with a very nice GunStrike build we're going to be looking at for the Assault. Now, if you are on the Bulwark or the Assault, I highly recommend that you pick up Death's Grasp. This is one of the best heroic weapons that I have used in the entire game, and as I said, the best fencing weapon now, and it is actually even getting closer to the block weapons, even though I still have those outperforming it. So we have a 15 strength, 7+ speed, and a 2 cleaving. So they are in the fencing version, of course. Now the only change here is they gave us 2 more strength and they took 2 speed away from the normal fencing version of this weapon. And the 15 strength makes a big difference and does help with the charged attack that you have a decreased damage in. Now, when we're talking about what exactly this fist is doing, anytime you do any type of finisher to a Minotaur or any enemy, it's going to open you up a free GunStrike on a major or level higher enemy. So you're going to have multiple GunStrikes. Anytime you eliminate somebody or execute them, you're going to get a free GunStrike to start your next string of attacks with, which is going to give you stuns and just contested health or anything that you need back. So on the top of that, you're getting a light attack damage increase of 200%. And 200% damage added onto these things is actually very noticeable when I'm talking about 3 to 4 light attacks, and you're going to be eliminating majorist level enemies. And then the charged attack damage is decreased by 50%. Do not let that scare you away from this weapon, guys. Even if you are somebody who charges up your fist a lot, they are still hitting very hard, and they hit just as hard as the fencing version of this fist right now. So every way about it, this weapon is your best one to take when it comes to the fencing power fist. How we are speccing it out here is you're really going to want to drop following blow, because now your light attacks are actually stronger than following blow, so you can drop that. You're going to want to grab the 10% for majorist enemies, and you're still going to want to grab your heavy preparation, because I'm telling you, the charge shots still hit very good in this version of the fist, and you will want to use it sometimes just for that extra distance that you can get with your charged hits on the power fist. So I was worried that the 50% charge damage was going to kind of ruin the weapon, because it takes one of the biggest strengths away from the weapon is the distance that you have that you can get hits on. But like I said, it's still hitting so strong, guys, and honestly the light attacks are hitting much stronger than I could have possibly imagined. So heroic power fist, guys, I really can't say it enough, the best fencing weapon in the entire game. Now, how we are tying this up with our assault class here is going to be with Retribution's Bequest. Now, this is our new heroic heavy bolt pistol. It hits extremely hard in gunstrikes, guys. I'm talking, if you get a gunstrike on a major level higher enemy, or a major level enemy, one gunstrike is taking him down into his red health. Like, he's going to be ready to execute very, very quickly after that. So it is extremely powerful. This gun has a hidden 20% damage increase to its gunstrikes, and with that, it also has a firepower of 12. So that the firepower on your secondary is what is affecting gunstrikes the most. And this has a very, very high firepower. On top of that, it is actually getting 20% over all of the base heavy bolt pistols that are available. So definitely want to look at this. I think the perk on it is just okay, and I think the ammo really needs to be worked up. Now, if you're somebody who runs gunstrikes builds and that's all you really run, 100% you should pick up this weapon, because it makes the gunstrikes that much more powerful. But if you're somebody who's switching up all the time, kind of wait and see. Let's see if they end up buffing this weapon, because the ammo reserve is its main drawback. The magazine capacity ain't great, guys, but I can kind of get with that. But the ammo reserve is just so damn low. They really need to raise that thing. Now, for its actual special perk that is on it, it will shoot a screaming or elite enemy that is screaming to stop it from calling in reinforcements, and it will kill it in one headshot if you hit a headshot on it. So very gimmicky on that. The only reason I would recommend you ever buy this gun, it would have nothing to do with the perk on it. It all has to do with that 20% gun strike damage that they added onto this weapon right here is what really ends up making it worth it. So now I did tie this gun to the power axe as well to try that 20% extra damage from the power axe. If the power axe would have gave me a one-shot gun strike to execute major level higher enemies, I would have put it above these power fists, but it does not. It's about the same damage. It seems like even when you're hitting with that 20% extra gun strike damage, it still does not instantly execute. So I do find the power fist with the death grasp to be your best overall gun strike damage build in the entire game right now, guys. So let's look at our exact class build and what you're going to want to get into when we're looking at this. So armor reinforcement, guys, just take it. Trust me, you're going to be opening up so many gun strikes. It's going to keep your armor up, and then having this slower contested health fade with it. Fantastic combination right there. Switch back up to knowledge of the enemy. You want the base 15% on majorist extremist enemies without you having to rely on actually doing something to get it. Proven efficiency, of course, to grab that 30% gun strike damage, which ties to this heroic bolt pistol like no other weapon. We have precision strike for 100% more ground pound damage. This will get you to executes with this weapon fairly like a lot with majorist type enemies. Then we have maneuverability for faster charges on our jump pack. Diligence, a fully prepared ground pound, deals 20% more damage. We're taking this because if we run out of garbage, we can still get our 20% ground pounds on our boss level enemies. And then we're finishing off with Ascension. Our jump pack leap deals damage to enemies in our takeoff area. So either Ascension or you could always go with ample ammunition. I think both of these are very good. So when we're finishing up with our prestige perks here, you already know we're going all defensive. We have adrenaline boost. We are taking fortitude for our extra health. Scramble targeting for some damage reduction to range, and then we're finishing up with duelist. Since this is a fencing weapons, guys, you could always switch off duelist and possibly go with your 15% more secondary damage or things like that. But overall, this build runs fantastic. The gun strikes have never felt this good in the game, and the power fist, for me, honestly, these are one of my favorite weapons in the entire game when I compare it to everything. How it opens up gun strikes around you, to how powerful its light attack is, and how good its charge hits are still hitting. Everything about the weapon is a must buy for me, and I think anybody will be happy with spending 200 accolades on these power fists right here. If you aren't somebody who runs gunstrike builds all the time, maybe give it a little bit of time on the Retribution's Bequest here. See if they give you a little more ammo reserve. But if you're running gunstrike damage builds a lot, guys, 100% worth it. You do so much more damage if you have this Retribution's Bequest. But overall, I love this combination. I think it was a really, really good combo of weapons for them to release into the heroics. So great job, guys. And yeah, hopefully I will see you on the next video.